This episode of Pondoff's Anonymous is brought to you by McKelvey Insurance Group. If you've ever felt confused or overwhelmed by insurance, McKelvey Insurance Group keeps it simple. They are an independent agency, which means they compare options from multiple providers to find the coverage that actually fits you and your needs, not just one company's policy. There's no pressure, no jargon, just honest guidance and real help. Call Evan McKelvey at McKelvey Insurance Group at 618-623-0080. You can reach out to us at Pondoff's Anonymous and we'll connect you. Or visit their website at McKelveyINS.com. That's McKelveyINS.com. We couldn't produce this show without them. This episode of Pondoff's Anonymous is brought to you by LightSource. What do we need when we're in the dark? Sometimes it's simply just a light source.
Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to, yeah. Don't know the time, wait. Just know that I'm, yeah, one of a kind, yeah. What's on your mind, yeah. Well, hard to find, yeah. Beautiful mind, yeah. Still in my prime, yeah. Just know that I'm here.
Welcome, everybody. Pondoff's Anonymous episode.
I think it's 11 or 12.
I think it's 11, season 3. Brought to you by our good friends at McKelvey Insurance Group.
Great
And
friends.
Our wonderful wisdom house that is LightSource, and live from Illinois Recovery Center. Welcoming my dear friend
That was my drum roll.
Tennille
Yeah.
Heitkamp.
Yay, Tennille. Welcome.
Hey, Tennille. Hello.
Do you know how many times I've wanted to ask you about the whole Captain and Tennille? Was that where you got named? Or...
Yes.
Yeah. Muskrat love, baby.
My parents didn't have a girl's name picked out, and they picked it out at the hospital, apparently through the TV guide.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
I'm not saying they were really big fans. We had some records, but
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know anyone else named Tennille.
yeah.
Really?
I've met like
Do you know
two.
more Tennilles? You know?
Well, have you seen the movie Trolls?
Well, no, I haven't.
Am I in it?
You'll have to watch to find out.
I'm going
It
to.
literally it has gotten me through a lot of really hard moments.
Trolls?
Trolls?
Yeah, and there is a Tennille in there.
Great.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, I've not seen Trolls, and you are the only Tennille I know.
Mhm.
I believe we met. Was it at the launching of Underground? How did we meet?
I think it was like the second week
Okay.
I went.
Why didn't you come the first week?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Not sure. Who knows?
Heard you were kind of aggressive.
Right.
Let everybody else break that service in
See if
before
it
I
made
show
it
up.
past week one. Yeah.
Did you have a snack while you were out there?
No, why?
Something smells sweet.
Oh,
That's my
sorry,
hand
it's me.
lotion.
Oh.
I know. I met Tennille in the parking lot of the gathering.
Yeah, I think we were having mimosas one morning
Yes, you
before
were.
service.
Ironically.
With my core group of
In the
gals.
parking lot of the
Oh, this
church.
is a real story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
We
came
had
out with the
pre-party.
girls. I wanted to be one of the girls, so I came out and had some mimosas
Mm-hmm. Yes.
on this
mimosas
recovery
and
podcast. Here we are.
donuts. Yes. Then we went into service together.
Yeah.
When was this?
Oh, I don't know.
It's probably about
22,
4
21.
so years ago. Yeah.
She's in Dallas's core group. Are you still in that core group?
I am not. I'm still keep in touch,
Yeah.
kind of like with Facebook, but the drive
Yeah, I know.
on every so often, and that's when Jacob's whole thing started. So I kind of
So
off.
you were going to the gathering for a while.
I went to the gathering on week 2
Of it ever?
of it ever.
So the second week of things is your style.
It is. I like to see if it makes it.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm in it
Yeah.
for the sequel.
You
Yeah.
let them work all their kinks out
Yes.
the first week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like 20 years ago.
Yes.
In the
Wow.
basement of McCausland.
Yes.
Wow.
Where?
I helped with
First
Sunday
McCausland.
school.
Wait, so the first
When they
time
ca-
you went was when you were 15?
Yes.
That's
15 and a half.
amazing.
Wow.
Yes. My kids were little. They were really little.
How did you how did you hear about the gathering?
My mom went because some gals from Washington, I grew up in Washington, Missouri, and she knew
Washington?
I think she knew Matt's mom and heard of
What an
Matt.
angel
We
she
heard
is.
like
I
through
love
some of the
Gail.
moms. And just like, and I knew who Matt was. I knew his wife. That's a whole nother long story. Like I knew her
She's
mom,
an angel too.
her mom and stepdad
Okay.
from years ago. And so yeah, I went and took the kids and they loved it. That was whenever the kids would go up on the altar at a certain time and he would talk with them and do a little prayer and then
Children's
they'd
moment.
all go down to the little rooms in the basement and
Yeah.
my kids loved it.
I've seen lots of pictures from that time of Matt
Yes.
in his robe doing
Yes.
kids ministry.
Yes.
Yeah, with some hair.
What kind of
I don't
hair?
oh yeah. I don't
Very
remember that.
short.
I just remember the robe
Yeah.
and then it got pretty casual.
Yeah.
So did you go? You were still living in Washington or Pacific?
No, I lived in South County.
Okay, so it's a little bit closer.
My ex-husband was from South County, and so I moved to South County, and I was in there for 18 years, maybe
Okay.
16 years.
You said I was in there, like
I
it
was
was
in there.
jail,
In there.
like it was prison.
I guess it was the house.
I was
jail.
in there.
But
Oh,
my
shit.
dad ended up living like my mom lived in South City, my dad lived in South County, so we were all by each other, even though we all were Washington. Grew up there and all that.
So you moved eventually back out west, I call it, to Pacific,
7 years ago, yeah.
which is not as far as Washington.
No, it's just past Six Flags.
Flags, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. We're right off of 44, so anywhere we can get to anywhere in 30 minutes.
So how did you hear about Underground?
Facebook,
Nice.
the
I'm always curious.
the page, and then I guess the gatherings page,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, they started promoting the
And I was
first
like,
launch date.
I don't even remember. I was like, I think I'll go. I might have watched a podcast through
gonna
there
say.
too. And then I was like, I think I'd go to the,
Did you watch the podcast or listen to the podcast before, or did you find it after?
I think I
This
I
podcast.
listened to it before I went because I remember I went up to him and said, "Hey, I listened to your podcast," and
I immediately
think that's-
apologized.
Yes. Oh, you're the one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole thing.
It's true, though. You're our second listener besides
Right.
Elaine.
Yeah.
But it just kind of, I don't know, it just was like, I was like,
And
I think
Ellen,
this
third.
is my thing because I was looking for something. Al-Anon, I hate to say it's not my thing.
Sure. No, it's okay.
I tried some online meetings, very depressing to me, not very uplifting
Sure.
to me. I was going to a thing on Monday nights every other week called Hope, and it was out in South County at the ACPD office. Do you know?
I
Art,
do.
Dano?
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's
I
just a
think you have
small-
kind of connected, and I need to get together.
Yeah.
I'm looking for
great
meeting.
guy, amazing work he does. And so a guy was hosting this Hope meeting there, and it was parents it started out, I think, a lot of parents years ago. It was like heroin addicts.
Is that okay?
Parents kind of started it, and there's only like a table that big with
Sure.
maybe 5, 6, 8 people each week, and I did that pretty regularly last summer. But once I started going to Underground, I kind of fell off that too. I kind of feel bad about that, but it was dwindling down too, and not very uplifting anymore.
Okay.
So I just thought when I went, I was like, this is it. This is like the
Yeah.
thing. This is
Got to find your
Yeah.
place.
yeah, I need
Right.
more of the positive stuff. I've tried a lot of different things,
Well, and like a different version of you needed a different thing
Mhm.
at a different time,
just like
but you ended up
my way of
here now.
figuring out, doing addiction is real. It's more of a uplifting, fun
Yeah.
event type things we do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
Oh, I love
it's.
hearing that.
I tell people that are in treatment, and and I say you got to try everything that you can, and find out what works for you. It's kind of like psychotropic meds, Wellbutrin or whatever might work for my wife, but might not work for me. We might have different side effects. It makes you feel different ways. Like you try the stuff until you find what
Right.
fits your puzzle. So, or the piece that fits in your puzzle. I I think it's similar there.
That's a good point.
I think you can learn a lot from different 12-step groups, but finding what your fit is important. And why I say that's so important is because you didn't go to Al-Anon, didn't like it, and then quit. You tried something else. Like that's what I tell people, addicts here at IRC that are leaving and going to try, should I go to AA or NA? Well, try them both. Try them both. Go to SMART. Go to all of them and find your fit. And the same thing, if you want to be an AA or you want AA and you go to an AA meeting and it's not your fit, go to a different AA meeting. You never know. But you got to keep trying, keep on your journey. Don't stop, because that's when you can get complacent. I'm curious to learn more, even off the show, about this Hope group.
And when I've brought the cards and things. A lot of them are from a little bit farther south.
Yeah.
So some of them had said, "Oh, it's
Too
a little
far.
too far."
Sure.
I think a lot of them would. I wish they would come. I think they would enjoy it and get something from it, especially then knowing there's meetings afterwards for families and ACA, which I had never heard of ACA before.
Really?
Right. Me
I really need to try it. But I get talking afterwards at the booth, and I like talking to. I don't know. I like talking to people and seeing if, I like connecting people to the different resources.
It's kind of turned into its own community. I love that people go to meetings, but I originally was going to go to the Underground's 12-step meeting. It's different from AA that we also host, but I just can't because we're kind of talking to people, right?
It's like afterward, I feel like people do that at church. It's like how we, you go to a Sunday morning church and they have lunch for everybody.
Right. I always think of the downstairs with the punch.
Yes, yeah. Those little cookies, dry AF, and they're crumbling everywhere. But everyone's like, hey, that's part of church.
But there's pizza, free childcare, and people are hanging out. If you don't go to a meeting, it's a community. They hang out. We hang out till 8:15, and it's turned into kind of its own little.
Yeah,
it's like a little resource museum, friend making. Coffee's still out there.
What I've liked is there's been a couple weeks where I stay out for a while out by the booth whenever you start and hang out there and get a couple
the
people that come in
and
they look like, you can tell they've waited to come in, or they look like, what's going on here tonight? And it's like those people that look scared. It's like,
you're the perfect person
for that.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to get them to come in. They're like, oh, I can have some of this coffee.
Yeah,
I can have some of this pizza.
We made this for you, please.
Yeah, I said you can go in there. I hope you enjoy. It's just
get to
they come
cheer
in looking
on.
scared, and
No, that's
neat
great.
to
I love
get them in the door. Yeah,
we and it's it starts at 6, so a lot of people, either traffic or work, they get there and they're kind of running in, so that there's people still out there.
44 is a bitch.
Our people, and what I mean by that is, we don't look like your Sunday church greeters with matching shirts and pamphlets, and we're going to Jehovah the fuck out of you.
Yeah, sign in and give me your credit card number.
Right. Take blood.
If you want to give me your credit card number.
I appreciate that. I'm not in the church world anymore, but showing up to the service I did was like, oh, this is great. I think this is good, because I was in church as employed with churches for almost maybe more than that. And I've seen it all for sure. And even I love the gathering, but there's polished areas of the gathering.
Right.
But it wasn't polished, but it wasn't shitty either.
No, that's like one thing when Matt and I were talking about it, and somebody was like, you're going to have to talk to Matt, because Matt's just kind of, I hate to kiss his ass too much, but there's an ooze of perfection. The production is, things I don't even think about, like the transition between each segment on a Sunday church. There's music and enough. Everything is
big brain.
And when we were talking with Ryan and Carrie from Free, some of the stumbling over yourself is part of it. It's endearing because we're fucking addicts. We're not the polish. It's still going to be good, but you're going to come in and have some coffee, and you can come in late, and I might say something stupid from the stage. Or I will. That's a given.
Yeah.
I think that's attractive to anybody.
Sure.
You don't just have to be.
No, I'm glad you said that. I appreciate it.
If I decided to go back to church, it'd be there.
All right.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Chris.
A really young man last week that came with his mother,
Yes.
He was an older teenager, and he came with her, and afterwards he said, "This is the best thing I've ever been to." And he had tried AA. He said he felt way out of place at AA. He said he was there with people from the Civil War. He wasn't. But to him, he was. He felt very,
they were born in the 1900s.
not relatable to the men that and he was encountering at different meetings. But he said this was amazing. Like, and it came from like a young guy kind of struggling, and you know,
he was going through it for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to hear.
That's huge. I love that.
I say this often when people ask, and we're approaching the end of April, will be 6 months. Like, how's it going? Is it living up to like the vision you guys had? And I go, well, yes and no for the good, because the vision we had was limited, right? We were like
open to any way that it would work.
Sure. Right. We were like, let's create space community. Hopefully there'll be 10 to 15 addicts, maybe some loved ones that come and make it a home, and that's it. And I always say, you know, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? So what we didn't, and who he's filled the space with, has been there's just hordes of moms, and we had Julie on the podcast last week, and now we have you here tonight, who's been with us since week 2, the whole time, leaned in to serve. And serving's a church where you help everybody.
Right.
Everybody helps that comes.
Yeah, it's not as structured as like your Sunday help. You kind of just either do this or that,
All
or
hands
grab
on deck and make yourself at home.
Right, make your reality possible. Like,
And these moms,
coffee.
These moms have been just an incredible gift that we couldn't have ever planned for. So you were one of our first storytellers, talking about Jacob, and the unfortunate part of the storytelling segment at Underground is it's 15 to 20 minutes. And here, as you and the 4 listeners know, we don't really.
Our big 4.
We
probably
don't have a
only
stop
3
sign,
because I'm
yeah.
on here.
I know.
Right.
I was like, wait, the math isn't adding up. Tennille, you have to listen outside.
But we got Aunt Ellen, Elaine, and KG's dad right now.
Cody.
And Cody, my man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're kind of forming like a top 10. Because Tennille's on there.
Top 5. Let's just say top 5. But so I've always wanted to get you out here to tell your story, and also Jacob's. You've referenced him a couple times.
I don't know it. I don't know your story at all. So.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And by the time this drops, Easter will have passed, but you're sharing at Easter.
That's
quick hit segment,
brave.
but it's really cool because we've had some really hard stories on here. And yours is hard. Jacob is doing okay right now.
Yes, he's 6 months.
And you're sleeping at night.
I am more than I've slept in 5 years. Yeah.
And to your point earlier, just there is for moms out there that are in it with their kids, to never lose hope, I think is probably
that's all you can
conclusion.
have. Yeah.
So start at the beginning. How many does Jacob, your only child? Do you have?
No, Jacob is 25, and then I have Jayden. He's 23.
Okay. How's Jayden doing?
Jayden is Jayden. Jayden is the complete opposite of Jacob.
Okay.
He's quiet. He still lives at home.
Okay.
Which he graduated from Lindenwood and has his digital marketing degree.
Really?
He's just having a hard time
Yeah.
getting out there. He's been doing nonprofit work for free. So he could
God
get his
bless him.
It's the move after graduation.
so he could get his
Who needs an
portfolio.
income?
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Luckily, he had money saved up. He pays for his car
Message
insurance and
received.
pays for his cell phone. So
Yes,
but he
amen.
lives with me, or us, and but now
I
he
love
works for Addiction is Real on their payroll.
Okay.
he's
Oh,
like
good.
one of the. He
I
gets
was
paid
thinking.
monthly,
Okay.
and he's redid that. He completely rebuilt the website.
Oh my gosh.
And works with Aaron and
Wonderful.
has done some great stuff for Aaron. So, he gets interviews. I think he has a second interview tomorrow. It's just a tough thing to get into. Especially with remote. I feel like you're up against everyone across the United States now.
That's a good point. You're
So,
not, it's not a regional.
I think
It's about who
tomorrow's second is like a hybrid, so that might be good. It'd be good for him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jayden went to the Addiction is Real office last Sunday to meet up with Aaron and work in the office for a few minutes. I don't think he had driven in maybe 6 months.
Oh,
we had to
really?
make sure his car started.
Okay.
That he remembered how to drive.
All right.
He's a character.
Sure.
People worry that he's always in his room, but he's in contact with all of his friends. Some of them are in different states. They've all graduated from college now, and they still they watch basketball games together. He's still socializing, but people don't see that.
There is such a. I used to be I would have worried until I really took the time and got into kind of my 12-year-olds, like the gaming that they're doing, and it's almost
problem solving.
They become friends. It's not, you're not playing the computer. Like, remember when I grew up playing video games by myself in like the proverbial dark room playing hockey, or whatever video game, it was playing the computer. But there's whole communities, which now opens the door to other shit for the 12-year-olds. I always yell, make sure, Charlie's upstairs playing. I'm like, hey, you're not playing with pedophiles, are you? And he's like, yeah, Dad, I'm playing with Richard. He's a pedophile. He wants to see my underwear. I'm like, all right. Well,
Oh my God.
Okay. Just checking.
At least Charlie. He's awareness. He's aware that Richard
Could be.
may want to, and not to send pictures of himself in his underwear.
Right.
And,
This
God
can't
bless
be a
America.
clip.
But it is not the. So I've transitioned from the. I don't worry that if he's in his room playing video games or just in his room all the time, that he's not socializing. That's bullshit. Actually, there could be too much socializing electronically.
Yeah, I hear him talking to his buddies. They're talking smack, watching a MMA fight, or
Nice.
watching basketball, or whatever.
I had some 10-year-old the other day tell me to lick his balls through Charlie's fucking basketball game headset. He's like, is that your boomer dad? Tell him to lick my balls. I'm like, fucking kid.
I'm not a boomer.
Yeah, motherfucker.
I don't kink shame, but I'm
Elder
not
millennial,
doing that.
thank you.
Little punk ass bitch. Told Charlie to start giving it back. Next thing you know, I'm in like this warfare with this 10-year-old. I gotta get it out of
Yeah,
here.
get out of here.
And plus, he
his
was
dad
cutting
gets
pretty
on
deep.
Oh man, kids
him
are
and
they're
me.
brutal,
They're
dude.
fucking savages, man. I'm glad you talked about Jayden because
Yeah.
Jacob gets a lot of our attention,
And he always has.
in this space.
And so that, growing up, I thought they're pretty much 2 years apart within 9 days. I thought they would be close best friends growing up. Not so much. When they were little, they played. Jacob has always been just nutty, 90 to nothing all the time, ADHD, ODD. Don't worry, I'm ADHD too, so I
ODD.
understood.
Did you guys hear a train?
Yeah.
Yes,
I did.
I did.
Is that outside or just?
It's
No, in here.
no, it's my sound effect.
My train of thought zooming away.
Sit outside.
Speaking of ADHD,
Maybe it's Maybe it's
Squirrel.
Screech. Screech drives a train. Did you not know that?
Oh, right.
really?
All
Is he
day,
a
every day.
conductor?
Engineer. Switch.
Train engineer.
Engineer.
Got you. I didn't know that he did that.
Yeah. He's
Me either. He does it all day, every day. It's been 17 years.
Oh, he did tell you. Did he also tell you about he vac seals his bananas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Anyway, back to Tennille. So they couldn't be more opposite. Huh?
Right. And Jacob was pretty wild. And we started Jacob at a psychologist at 4.
Really?
Yeah. I just knew there was something going on.
Hyperactive.
Extremely. And you let him out a door and he just runs in a straight line. I understood why people use those leashes. I never did it, but I understood
I think we should
it.
put all men on leashes.
Oh,
I completely understood after that why people do it. You take him to a parade, he's just beelining
I wish-
whatever direction.
He'd get in the.
He's a
white
go-getter.
van.
Oh, he would just and laugh the whole way at you.
Yeah.
Having a good time.
Just very.
Like a Dalmatian.
He was a hard baby. He was born with a cleft lip and cleft palate.
Really?
And we didn't know it until he was born. So it was kind of a shocker. And then, so he needed a lot of attention. He had surgery at 10 weeks, surgery at a year,
God.
lots of surgeries and different things. So he already had like some, started out kind of behind in things. And then preschool, he gets kicked out because, why did he get
Kicked out of preschool?
Yes, he told, which I still can't see him doing this at 4, but he did. He told another kid a couple times he was going to kill his mother.
Nice.
I don't know why. I'm like, I've never heard him say.
I'm telling you, these kids.
I don't know when,
almost started
how,
crying.
why. Like, he said that, and I've never heard him say that again, and never, but they had to let him go.
That's
So,
that feels like the wrong response to that issue.
Yeah.
But it was like a, the preschool was like a Christian-based
I was gonna say, I
preschool,
bet
and they
it
were
was.
it was a great preschool. We didn't go to that church, obviously,
If
but
you would have been paying on Sunday.
but my other son stayed there, and he graduated from preschool there, and they just didn't know how to handle somebody like him, and I understood, Plus, he was getting speech therapy also, since he was a year old. They would come to that preschool and do his therapy, and they knew he had issues. We even took him to a doctor around 4 that wanted to diagnose him with bipolar.
Around 4?
At 4 years
At
old.
4. Luckily,
I don't
we
know if
didn't
that's
go
normal or
through
not.
with that. I think that was, I don't remember if that was a psychiatrist or, I don't know. I even took him to neurologist because I didn't know you couldn't test like the chemical imbalance. Like, I was like, I think he has a chemical imbalance. They're like, we can't test that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought,
Why
like,
not?
why not? Because there was a lot of
sounds like
mental
it's
illness
reasonable.
in our family, and so I was like, So we finally found a psychiatrist that treated him with a whole mess of things, like for everything. So he was on like multiple medications, and it worked. It got him through school, like kindergarten.
Do you
They
have an
wanted
IEP?
they wanted to hold him back in kindergarten, but then it was like that No Child Left Behind. So we let him go to 1st grade, but kind of let him fail so he could get the services he needed. He had a great 1st grade teacher. She knew exactly what we needed to do. She's like, don't, because I was almost to the point, sometimes I was filling out his homework.
So is
Just
this
to get it
did he
done.
get an IEP?
Yes. He
Did
had an
that help?
IEP in preschool. He ended up actually finishing out preschool within the school district and getting it for free with all of his services. Because of the cleft lip and palate, he automatically, that was an in for his speech therapy. And then they added the behavioral stuff on top of that.
My mom was in early childhood education and development her whole life, and she had the opinion that she thinks every boy should do kindergarten twice.
Yeah. And in my opinion,
Because they
It all makes
need it
sense.
again. Well, they just need
or
it.
they start a little later.
Yeah.
But for him, I don't think it would have made a difference.
Really?
No. He was always a little behind. And it was his, he's still he's very unorganized, messy, just always a little, like a step behind. He loved playing sports. He was great at sports. But as he got older, like out on the soccer field or the hockey, he was always like a step behind because of the processing.
Too much
couldn't-
other stuff to
By the time
notice.
it was processing what he needed to do, the plays were already just ahead. He was always just like a step behind. So he would get frustrated. Even though he was decent, he kind of got left behind on that stuff. Then, we'd get him through school or through 8th grade.
How was he socially? Was he good
No,
cliques?
no, he didn't have friends. That was another thing in grade school. We had a meeting. He's like, I was like, Jacob, why don't you play with anybody at lunch? He goes, or, at recess, he goes, well, I play with myself. It's fine. I'm a good time.
Yes and amen.
That's how my son is.
He wasn't just sitting in a corner. He was doing whatever.
Right, not twiddling his thumbs.
No, but he really took to like the severely autistic kids. He had this girl. Jacob was always very tiny. And a lot of it, I think, had to do with the ADHD meds, but he was very tiny. And he had a friend, Sarah, and she was on the spectrum. And she was, she was so much taller. But he'll always say, I saved her life, because she almost got hit in the head with like a kickball one day, and he saved her. And they were like best friends after that. Yeah, all through like the grade school. Middle school, they didn't go to the same school, but then they met back up in high school.
Nice.
But he always took to some of the kids that were autistic, although he took on flapping his arms because he thought that was cool. Not that he had the tick or anything, but the kid he liked in class flapped his arms, so he was going to flap his arms. He was so quirky. So quirky, and I swear he was on the spectrum, but now it doesn't matter. You know, I've had him tested, and they're like, "Oh, it's just ADHD, mimics it." I'm like, you don't live with him. He's lining up hockey pucks and lines and golf balls and like he's doing like very quirky things a lot and out of control. But in high school, he hadn't played football. He could play football, but he never played. And then high school, freshman year, he decided, I'm going to play football. So he starts playing football. Tiniest kid on the team, freshman year. Never gets to play. He shows up to practice every day for 4 years, all through the summer heat things. He played probably 2 minutes the entire high school. So I was like, okay, you know, he's keeping busy with the football and staying out of trouble. That's apparently where he started piddling in the locker room with pills and different things. Yeah.
That's why. So when I asked if he was social, it you know,
he tried to find a group and he would do anything to get accepted.
So he wanted to fit in.
He wanted to fit in so bad in high school. So he would go over to like the quick trip after school or during practice or whatever they had. And he would buy the entire football or this group, not the good group of football players, this other group of football players. He would spend all his money on them at quick trip.
Buying them shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that was why he dabbled?
Oh, absolutely.
What was he start with? Pills, you said?
Yeah, I think he tried some ecstasy in high school, some marijuana. He tells me more and more nowadays. I didn't know at the time. I had no idea at the time.
I mean, X is a hard drug.
Yeah, he would probably take I always said he was a follower, and I said that in grade school at all of his IEP meetings. I was so worried about him being a follower because he'll do anything to fit in, you know, with anybody. He'd give away. I've had to get watches back in grade school or just things, you know, that he would just give away. And they're like, oh no, he'll be fine. I'm like, no, that's what got him in it. There was a couple guys that were kind of popular in Jayden's class, 2 years behind. And Jacob always thought he was like this cool guy, lived up the street, was a good basketball player, kind of just a cool kid. Well, he's the one that started or offered fentanyl to Jacob for the first time.
Oh shit! Sorry, so we were going. I didn't know we were going right there.
Yeah, but it came from he always wanted to think he was cool in high school or in middle school when Jayden and this kid were really good friends, and he would come down the street and they'd all play basketball in our driveway and hang out, and but Jacob would always kind of be left to the side or show off or be annoying, just be annoying, and then get, you know.
So did you know then the first time that this kid gave it to him?
No, I didn't know until a year later.
How did he give it to him? Was it pill?
I'm not sure. At the time, Jacob had moved out. Neither of my kids were real happy with moving to Pacific.
Okay.
It wasn't all it cracked up to be for them, which I get it. They're not from out there. Jayden did finish high school at Melville. He drove back and forth, and then COVID hit, so he was able to finish school at home, which he liked. So Jacob ended up moving into his dad's house, which is really his grandmother's house because his father he's 57 now, living in the basement of his mom's, that kind of guy.
Gotcha.
Severe alcoholic. So he knew he would be able just to run the streets of South County with his buddies or something. I don't know. He got a job at Home Depot, which is so funny because I was hearing Julie's story. I'm like, the Home Depot. Working in the evenings back in the shipping part.
Did you tell Julie that?
No.
You should.
But it's so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, I went to the same Home Depot. It was South County, so I don't know which Home Depot.
You should connect with her.
Yeah.
On that. That's
interesting.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
good for Home Depot for.
Well.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if it was out. I was hiring
good for Home Depot.
If people are struggling and needing to. There's a lot of places if they hear you're doing because in
no, he got
Nick's
fired
story,
from Home Depot for snorting in the bathroom the second time he went to work for him.
Okay.
But so he's working at Home Depot at night, living in his dad's, which I would get calls all the time because they fight bad, but they also didn't keep an eye on him whatsoever. Really, I mean, he was 19, I guess.
Right? Did he get in trouble with you? And he was like, "I'm gonna go live with my dad."
Kind of. It was COVID. He was trying to go to school to be a vet tech, which is very hard for somebody with severe learning disabilities.
Or anybody. Vet school
and
is
then
like,
go online.
Mm.
I would be working at my desk. He's behind me. It was a disaster, him trying to focus on being taught things. So he dropped out. He wasn't passing anything. So he's like, I'm moving back to St. Louis with my dad.
Okay.
So
my oldest half brother, that happened.
Yeah.
Like he was being a delinquent in some ways, and my mom was like, "You're not bringing drugs into my house," and he was like, "Well, fine, I'll go live in my, I
mean, he wasn't.
Did you ever threaten that?
What?
To go live with your dad?
No, red heart. No.
Good job.
Thanks. Anyway,
that's okay.
Back to today.
But they would get in arguments and this and that and like whatever, you're living with him,
Right.
you guys, and his dad would call me, "Oh, Jacob's doing this." I'm like, "Deal, I don't know."
Right,
Like,
stop
I'm
calling
not
me.
there. Like, I had
You're
a
a
lot to
parent
say.
too,
He's a
sure.
terrible person. So, so that went on. He lived there for maybe 8 months and gets kicked out. They called the police on Jacob. The police
How old is Jacob at this point?
Jacob he was 20 at this point. He had turned 20. His dad's kicking him out. Or his grandmother's kicking him out because they went down to his room. It was a mess. They swear Jacob's on drugs. They called the police. The police searched the room. They didn't find anything. And here I'm thinking, Jacob's just not taking his medication correctly because nobody's paying attention to anything Jacob's doing. That was always my thing. Jacob, are you really taking your medication correctly? Why are you acting like this? Well, he moves to our house. He's working for Amazon, driving from Pacific to Amazon, wherever. One night he calls me. He's like, "I can't find my car." What? Like, he just sounds all wacky. And
so did you try?
yeah, I'm like, "What do
Been
you
there
mean I can't
before.
find your car."
It happens.
Yeah. And
Oh.
so I start driving there and he's like, calls me, "Oh, never mind. The security guard helped me find it."
Oh.
And he went back into work. I don't know. Then he started hanging out with like this other kid that he knew from grade school from his like special ed math. This kid, and he thought he was cool. They thought they were gangsters.
Oh.
Wear a red bandana around your leg,
Jesus.
talk the stuff, tell people you're from the streets of St. Louis, gang
Lucky.
signs, and yeah. We'll show, like, my husband would be like, "We can take you
Oh
to
my
the
God.
streets of St. Louis and see how you
wanna talk like
survive."
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to think this? Let's go. So that started, and I think he was dabbling in stuff with him. Not sure what exactly. And then a couple of months go by. He quits Amazon. This is when jobs started, really just job here, job there, not go to work, or go to work, then leave.
It's impossible to keep a job.
Yeah, and then money was just gone.
And once you start fucking around with fentanyl,
That's
it's usually
it's a lot.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, and it's,
You're not like, I'm going to do fentanyl tonight, and then the next time I'm going to go out and do some roll my balls off on act.
So I didn't
I don't
realize
think.
he was doing this stuff
Sure.
at all. Apparently he was doing it in my basement in his room or whatever.
Was he doing it intravenously or shooting
No,
it?
he snorts it.
Okay.
How did it feel when you found that out?
Well, the kid that I don't say his name, but
Yeah.
Goofy. Anyways, his mother called me, and she was in recovery,
Okay.
and they had been at her house, and she wouldn't let the kids live with her because she was pretty sure he was smoking weed, and she was like, "I'm staying clean." She was doing well. She had
Good for her.
been in a lot of trouble and really rough. So, but she said Jacob was there, and she goes, "He was talking to us, and I think he wants help." do you know he's been using fentanyl? And I was like,
Ooh.
what?
Did you even know what fentanyl was?
I kind of, yes. I just knew it was deadly.
Yeah.
I knew it was deadly. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm like crying. I'm asking my stepson, who also had a room downstairs. I'm like, did you know Jacob was doing this? He's younger than Jacob, but they got along pretty well. He's like, no. And I'm telling John. John just looks at me, my husband. He's just like, well, I don't know, So I'm like, all right, I got to get Jacob here. And Jacob had been in St. Louis. I was like,
it's just
John's your husband now.
John's my husband now.
Yeah. I want to make sure that the listeners
The
distinguish
ex is
the
Brian.
basement. Yeah.
And so I get Jacob home. I said, I need you to get here. Something's wrong with, Papa, something, and we need to go to the hospital and see him. So I get him to come home quicker. He gets home and I was like, get in the car. We start driving. I'm like, so I take him to the emergency room because I didn't know what else to do. I thought, oh my God, we got to get this out of his system. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't know. I've never dealt with anybody with drugs. I mean, I've dealt with people with alcoholism, but not drugs. I mean, I knew of people that took drugs, but I never was knew what family members did to help them.
What am I supposed to do here?
So I'm like, I'm going to go to the emergency room because
feels like an emergency.
It's an emergency to me.
Yeah.
So we go there and they're like, there's not much, we can do. He's not withdrawing yet. But by the time we left, the one nurse actually, she was probably the only nurse out of our ER experiences that actually took time. And she got us with Sauna Lake.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, do all that intake stuff and insurance stuff. And they're like, if you can get him here, we'll take him tonight. So I went straight from the emergency room to Sauna Lake out in Dittmer, kind of in the middle of the night.
What year was this?
Let's see. Jacob was 20.
So this was 5. This is when they
Yeah,
right
he's
opened.
25.
It just opened.
Yeah. So 2020, I guess. No,
It was right
21.
Yeah, they had
21.
just opened.
It was in fall of 21. And so
Do you remember who you talked to?
I couldn't tell you anything.
I
literally dropped him off at the intake thing in the middle of the night with nothing.
Sure.
Because I didn't want to have to go home. I was like, we're just going straight there. And he was going. I didn't know. And so the next day I brought stuff and dropped it off. And it was COVID time too.
Yeah.
So it was different. So I don't know. He went through detox and lady would call me every once in a while. That first week and then 2 weeks and then insurance isn't going to pay. So it's out of network or something.
2
I don't
weeks?
know. After 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks.
So that
Yeah, and so they're like, so the lady's like, well, I can go ahead and get him into sober living. And then he can go during the day to our outpatient. I guess they weren't going to pay for the inpatient.
Right.
I don't know.
right.
So he's going to go to outpatient and go to their sober living. Okay. I don't know. I
Right,
have
you
no
don't know.
idea what is happening
Sure.
or what I'm doing. I'm just following these people that are supposed to know what's going on. So we get him to that sober living place, which is, I don't recommend. It's in Afton. It was in like a apartment complex. It was like just in one of the apartment buildings within a regular apartment complex that, so I get, he goes there, gets him moved in, goes every day, take the van every day to the outpatient center and
In Maryland
back.
Heights. Yep.
And after about a week, they said, or he gets caught with fentanyl because the kid that started him on fentanyl the year prior
Right.
was an outpatient also living at home, going there and brought him fentanyl.
So where did he get caught? How did he get caught?
I think the other kid told, or I don't even know, but Jacob
Crazy.
still says it wasn't really fentanyl. It was fentanyl. I know it probably was. So they have a no tolerance thing. And
Sure.
I'm just like, oh my gosh. So they actually said, if you want to, he can go back to inpatient. Let's
Right.
take him back to inpatient. I pick him up, take him back to Dittmer. He's there about a week. Same old thing.
The detox?
I don't even know if he was in detox that time because he didn't test positive.
Interesting.
He was caught with it.
So it was not
in the bath. I don't know. The
urine
other
drop,
kid,
sure.
yeah, it was because they actually found the fentanyl, bag of fentanyl or something.
So did insurance cover the
He went-
return?
Maybe a week. I don't even know. Then, yeah, insurance again. You're going to have to come get him. Okay. I go pick him up. They just meet me out there with like a discharge paper, a syringe of Narcan, and some discharge paperwork. Okay, I guess he's okay now. And Jacob's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Like, but I don't know. I think, okay, you're good. So we
Right.
go on. And this is how ignorant I was.
Yeah, but this is important. So let's
Yeah.
stop real quick here because I don't know where I was saying it. I was saying it recently that you don't, as a parent,
Yeah.
go plan for your kid to become hooked on fentanyl. You don't, as a parent. Same thing with my family's has a heart foundation for our nephew, my nephew Ali that passed away. You don't plan for your kid to have a diagnosis like that, right? So when that life hits you, you're oh shit, you're as a mother freaking out. What do I do? Where you don't know about. I think I was talking about it Saturday at the Hope Creates thing that like a lot of these nonprofits, Addiction is Real, don't know about each other. Because parents get freaked out. They don't go and study this stuff. What do I do when my kid becomes addicted to fentanyl? What do I do when my kid gets diagnosed with leukemia? What do I do when any of this stuff happens? You don't go and prepare for that. So when reality hits you that now he's hooked on fentanyl, you're so far behind. As most moms and dads are when they find out that their kids addicted to drugs, it's oh fuck, what do we do? And then you trust the professionals to give you and help you, and that's and I don't, this isn't I don't know the circumstances. COVID changed a lot of things for treatment, made it very fucking difficult, but why it's so important and why I think it's almost criminal not to have a family program within the treatment center that, and you guys have heard me say this a million times, of like what I feel sets IRC apart is the family program. It starts day 8. Your client is blacked out day, not drunk, but maybe on detox. You're in a blackout from day 1 through 7, and then your family comes in and you start the education process before we discharge them right back to you. Let's get some knowledge is power. You work with Kevin Bunton, who you know now. He comes underground, leads the family group there.
Shout out Kevin.
Genius, and just it's just so important because these families, if it's your first time, know nothing. And it's not something you ever prepare for. Like you're not, like Jeff over here is not preparing for Louis to become hooked on fentanyl. He's 5. Like you don't go and hopefully that never happens. If it does, you're prepared because of being on this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But his classmates' parents aren't learning about this stuff. And there's an argument that we need to educate, right? But you're doing so much work for Addiction is Real to early prevention. You guys are trying to fill that gap. But to your point, they hand you paperwork, they hand you a syringe and Narcan. And Jacob says, "I'm good. I feel better." Yeah. That's what you want to hear as a mom. You're feeling better. Let's move on. All right.
Right. I thought, okay. And so Jacob was about a month or 2 out from his 21st birthday. And here I go, Jacob, I know you were addicted to fentanyl, but does that mean, can you still drink? Me asking him this. Right. It's like, yeah, I can probably. He never really, I wasn't a drinker or anything, didn't do that. And it's like, okay, so we plan a 21st birthday. We go to the casino. He's drinking and carrying on.
Sure.
Getting sick, whatever. And probably using at the same time. It's probably why he got so sick. But we go on a few months, and he's got a new job. He's going back and forth just fine, as far as I know, he's going back and forth just fine, going to work, likes his job. And then on a Saturday in April, 4 years ago, probably coming up on the anniversary date of it. I don't keep track of it though. I was cleaning the house, and I remember I had him on 360 at the time, which that drove me nuts because I could see, I just knew he was in trouble. So
it's like a curse.
It's like,
what are you going to do
in North County or city and
getting drugs?
These
He was
roads.
storing
Yeah.
drugs.
So this day he was in South County. I could see him. It looked like he was by the mall. And it was like in the same spot forever. And I couldn't get a hold of him. And that afternoon, I get a phone call from Mercy South that, you Jacob's mom. Yeah. Has anybody called you yet? I'm like, about what? Oh, we have your son here. He overdosed and wrecked his car. He's okay. They gave him Narcan. He was in a parking garage next to South County Mall by like some businesses there with the kid that had started him on the fentanyl years before. And apparently Jacob, he got some from the kid, and they both snorted it, and Jacob went out right away, but he had his foot on the gas, I guess, and head into like a concrete post there, totaled his car. The other guy luckily called 911 and stuck around.
Good Samaritan there.
And so Jacob goes to the hospital.
That's the law, actually.
You're not. Yeah, you're.
Oh
you
yeah,
can't
the
get
name
in
of the
trouble.
law. Yeah.
Because they want you to call the police. They want you to call first responders.
I mean, I'm so glad he did.
Sure.
But Jacob's the one that did it. It's not the other kid's fault. Jacob could say no, and he didn't need to search it out.
I mean, more often than not, the other guy's running from the scene and leaving him sit there.
Yeah.
And
So
that's what
I
they're
am
trying
happy.
to,
I'm like,
we're all
thank
trying
God, because this parking garage didn't have anybody
Call.
in it. It was like a business on a Saturday.
Right. He's
So,
lucky he wasn't on the roof.
yeah. So,
A drunk friend in college almost did that. ILL.
oh gosh.
Final four. Sorry. Shout out to Hayes.
So I go to the
Michael
ER
Hayes needs treatment. Sorry.
So I go to the ER, and he's laying there, eyes wide open. Yeah, I'm okay.
Doing
You
great,
look great.
Mom.
You look great. So I said, can we get him a consult? Can we get him in somewhere? They do a site consult. I don't think they understood what I was saying. And so they did like a virtual site consult because they didn't have anybody come down. No, he's fine.
This is at Mercy South?
Yeah. Mercy Behavioral Health will be calling you. They have a virtual service. They'll be calling you early in the week to set something up, see if you can get on. Because he wasn't on Suboxone at the time. I really didn't know about Suboxone.
Sure. Right.
So take him home. He goes right back to work on Monday. Come back home. We meet virtually in the kitchen with Mercy South. They start him on, or Mercy Behavioral Health, virtual or whatever. And they start him on Suboxone, and she's telling me all about Suboxone. I'm like, okay, this sounds great. Get you on this. And so he does the Suboxone and continues working. Trying to figure out the timeline. So he's still doing shady stuff.
Yeah.
Going in back and forth to St. Louis. I'm not finding anything. That doesn't mean anything, I guess.
And he's living with you.
He's living with us. He's hard to live with. He's very up and down, and which I'm sure was drugs he was doing at the time. So we get back. So this goes. He is going to end up, I was like, you're going to have to move out on your own. Mm-hmm. So in the fall, he got an apartment that he was going to move into on like November 1st. So we're getting ready, but man, his money is dwindling down. And I'm like, Jacob, this isn't going to work if you don't have money.
Right. What do you do?
I'm like, I'm not paying rent for you.
Right.
So we've been packing stuff, and it was a Friday night, packing stuff. He goes out, and I can't get a hold of him all night long, doesn't come home. The next morning, I'm kind of packing up some stuff in his room. Don't know where he's at. We're supposed to be moving that day. Yeah. And I get a call. He's calling me. He calls me at like 10 a.m. I was like, he goes, I need you to come get me. I'm like, where are you? He goes, Chesterfield jail. I got arrested last night. I'm like, oh, okay. That explains a lot.
You're literally at home packing his
Yeah.
stuff for him.
So I was like, okay. And then he's like, I'm like, okay. And then I hang up the phone, And then the officer calls back. He goes, this is where we're at. I'm like, okay, what happened? You know, he was in a high-speed chase.
Oh, shit.
It was a mess. So on the way to Chesterfield, I called the landlord and I said, forget about the apartment. You don't want to rent to him.
Yeah.
You know, he got arrested last night. Do not, you know, keep the, you know, obviously keep the deposit, get the apartment to somebody else. So I get there. And so what had happened is the night before, he's going to go meet somebody in this area, this North City area. And when he got there, the two guys maced him, beat the shit out of him, stole everything out of his car. Oh, he had a rental car at this time because he had wrecked his other car and it was getting fixed. So he had a rental car. And so after they leave, he gets himself up, I guess, gets in his car, can't hardly see.
Right, yeah.
And probably on whatever, heads out of the city to get back to Pacific, but he's going, I don't even know where, because it started in Town and Country. They tried to pull him over and he fled and ended up going through Chesterfield. They used the spikes on the rental car. So he went, you know, got a DUI, possession, like got all these tickets some from Town and Country, some from Chesterfield. So I was like, oh, you know, I didn't know really what to do.
Yeah.
And I don't know why then. I guess I just didn't know what to do. I didn't do anything.
Freeze.
Yeah.
You got stressed.
So he went back to work. Like I said, he went back to work that Monday again. Because he's like, I'm not going back to St. Louis. I'm not doing this, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was beat to shit. Like, he looked awful. I was beside myself.
Can't
like,
save him
my
from
kid.
himself,
Yeah. So he continues doing his stuff. Still keeps the same job. He had that job for 1.5 years. So we get around. Not much happens. We get around to the next summer. And he was in the city or in St. Louis. And I got a call from his dad. He said, Jacob's getting arrested in the parking lot of this gas station. And I was like, what happened? He goes, oh, he was sleeping in his car at a pump. And so they knocked on the window, woke
euphemism.
him up, and they searched his car and found drugs, and they arrested him. And later that day, he shows back up at his dad's, sunburnt. Jacob still doesn't know how he got there, which jail he was even in. And he had Narcan in a bag and a ticket or something. You know, I don't even know what he had. And so they're like, him and his dad get in a fight there. His grandmother's like, you can't come here. I go there. I tried taking him to the hospital again because he was threatening and everything. Like, so I was like, okay, he's a threat to himself and others. Signed an affidavit there, like that he was a threat, left him there. They were going to admit him to the psych unit. I get home like an hour later. You can come get him. He doesn't meet, criteria.
I'm screaming.
I mean, the kid's blood pressure was all like, he was dehydrated. Like, he looked terrible. And he was moved, like he had all those moves. His body couldn't stay still. Like, and so I picked him up. I said, okay, you go into treatment tomorrow, either go to treatment or you're out. Like, I have to, this has to,
point.
Because my husband was like not tolerating, and I was hiding a lot of stuff from him because I was hiding a lot of stuff from everybody because I was like, I don't know what people are going to say. And when I would say stuff to people, they're like, well, he can't do that. Well, I know he can't do that. Like, you tell him that, people don't understand.
Putting a pause on this.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking earlier, you said Al-Anon wasn't. Had you done any of these types of meetings up to this point?
I have done. No, at that point, I really wasn't doing anything because I think I just didn't know what to do, or where to go. I had never, so I was just kind of like thinking I could fix it.
And you're a mom, like completely.
Yeah, I just think I can fix it because that's what we do.
People
we
are
fix
expecting
things.
you to do that.
Yeah, and trying to hide it, trying to, cover all his stuff up. Yeah. So he said, okay, I'll go. So I called the Mercy Behavioral Health lady because she had mentioned the aviary to me beforehand, because she was trying to get him to go, because he was always testing positive on his tests, you know, that she would have to give him.
Real quick, the reason I brought that up is because I hear you saying you're now hiding things from me, because now I'm impacted by this. I mean, this is why it's a disease of a family. You're feeling the shame. You're trying to protect him. This is his stepdad, and your whole codependent his disease is now infecting you. And that's why it's so important for, it's always easy to play Monday morning quarterback, but going back, and moms that are going through it now, that where you were, the Al-Anon, seek groups, seek counsel, seek other moms that have been there before, give you some wisdom and support and community. So because you're going crazy. I can just hear that you're going fucking nuts through this live time. Now at a second or third arrest, second or third treatment center, second or third hospital. I mean, you're going nuts. And feeling alone, and now you're isolating from your husband.
I'm just pretty much focused.
That's how people don't.
It's like, that's my only train of thought.
When you hear it's a disease of a family, that's what it looks like. That's how it becomes contagious, how your family catches it. Because think about, like, now all your communication's breaking down with your husband. With who knows what Jayden's thinking at this time.
Right. And he's kind of going back and forth between his dads.
It's impacting everybody.
It's causing chaos. And this is like a new marriage.
That's the word.
Because me and my husband at the time had only been married a couple years, and bringing two families together with, he had two teenagers at the time. I had two teenagers. That's a rough thing to do anyways, merge
write a book on that.
Families with teenagers. And, I didn't want to screw this up. I didn't want him to, because I knew he'd be like, he's out of our house. We can't have this here. He has his son that's younger, which I totally understand. So I get him to the aviary, and that's where I finally started doing their family stuff. I would go on Sundays to visit him, and I really...
What's aviary?
It's
a treatment center out. What's that town called?
It's like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it took me like 2 hours on Sundays to go see him. Beautiful place out there. And he liked it, I think. I had great communication. I liked it. I would do that. And then one night a week, you could go to Kirkwood to their outpatient center, and they had family meetings. And then there would be Al-Anon across the hall later. So it was like they were trying to get you, like, talked about things, and they said, then maybe if you want to go to Al-Anon.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I had heard of Al-Anon. I never went to that. I always just left after.
Sure.
But this taught you, like, boundaries and like all the stuff. And then there was people there that were doing the same thing. Finally, like, these people are all
that light
in the same boat.
You're not alone.
And they look just like me, and they're just that whole stigma behind it. People, I think, a lot of times assume, like, my son probably comes from addicts, and there's just the stereotype.
That, like, a parent is the, like, causer, or like parents have everything to do with it.
So I did that while he was there. I always went to the meetings and went on Sundays, and he was up there for like 3 weeks, not quite a month, insurance. And then he starts his intensive outpatient at Kirkwood, and he's going so many hours a day. Oh, he had lost his job at this point for testing. They pretty much assumed he was doing drugs. They tested him at work, and they fired him. So he doesn't have to worry about a job, because he would always be like, I can't go. I don't want to lose my job. That typical thing.
Right.
So he's going, I'm taking him to and from Kirkwood, because I took his car away. My name was on his car also, and the loan was also in my name. So I kind of had control over that. So we parked it, took the, keys in the safe, all that stuff. So I was taking him to and from there, adjusting my work hours, going back and forth to Kirkwood twice a day, or in the evenings, I guess. And so I said, you do this for 30 days. Maybe you can get your car back and take yourself. So did that, got his car back. First day, got his car back. He's all over the place. Shows up to IOP, just strung out. He tested positive for everything. Everything was in his system. Like, he just went on a heyday. Like, there was cocaine, I think, ecstasy, fentanyl, THC, everything was in his system. And he tried to say, no, it wasn't. As he's like doing the whole twitching and stuff when I went down there to pick him up, because they're like, he can't drive home. They're like, why don't we try to do PHP with him, partial hospitalization. So the aviary was really good. They were not giving up on him. So I was like, okay, I'll take him to and from in the mornings, did that. He did that for like 3 weeks, and then he was going to go back to IOP, and did the IOP again, gets his car back again. There we go again, testing positive at IOP. And then they finally called him. They're like, we don't know what else he had been back to inpatient too in that time. He had been back up to the inpatient. I forget the timeline on that. Then going back to outpatient again. And they're like, we don't know what else to do. They're like, we think he needs a longer term plan out of town and stuff. So they're like, here's this place in Branson. Here's this place in Arizona. I call them. I never hear back from Branson, which was probably a good thing. So I call Arizona. Nope, you're not in network. But here's a phone number. Call this place in California.
The C word.
And so, okay, he's off to California the next day, because they'll give you your airline ticket and everything, So I'm like, okay, he's going to go to this long term. This is going to be it. This is going to be good.
Because they care so much.
It sounded great. Gets there, goes through detox again. And then they're intent. So I guess there really wasn't an inpatient there. I don't know. He wasn't inpatient very long, a couple weeks, I guess. Then they moved him to intensive outpatient, where you live in a house. But there, you didn't have to go to a center every day. They did it on a TV. You sat in the house and there was a TV, or on your phone, no matter where you were.
Oh, really? That's how they ran their IOP?
Oh,
that's
he just had
up.
he walked down the street, 7-Eleven. Like, he was out running the streets of LA on buses, because we still had 360. He was all over the place, smoking weed. Oh yeah, you could go up the street. They taught him how to go up the street to like social services or whatever, would get get money. California was giving away a bunch of money at the time, I guess, and he was living the life, and they didn't really care if he tested positive with THC,
California sober.
And go back just like a few weeks. The first Saturday he was there. So he was there like 5 days. On a Saturday, they take him on an outing to Venice Beach.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Where he proceeds to rob a homeless man of his methamphetamine, and did meth. Never did meth before. Him and another guy there proceeded to, under supervision, rob some homeless man and do meth. Okay. Well, they kept him, insurance money coming in. It was a lot of money that insurance was paying. And
so wild.
So they still, he left. He's at Venice Beach almost every day.
Working out, baby.
Oh,
Pumping
yeah.
iron.
Like, he is on vacation. So he was there a total of like 3 months. He's like, I just want to be home for Christmas. Okay, whatever. They send him home on their dime. Okay. He comes home, and it's like 2 days later, he was like, I'm going to go see my dad, and for Christmas Eve, blah, blah, blah. That was just a reason to get down to South County. And I pick him up from his dad's that night. Well, first he wasn't there, and I was like, I don't know where he's at. His dad's like, I don't know where he's at. And
I love the basement.
Yeah. Well, this time he had an apartment.
Okay.
He got an inheritance, so he had an apartment for a few months. Dad died.
Okay.
The evil mother is still alive. So
I'm trying to be so professional here.
I can't with them too. I can't with them too.
You say whatever you want. I should probably.
No, you're fine.
Like, I don't know
Nothing
what
will hurt my
all of a
feelings
sudden I have
with
a
that.
filter.
So
It's the lack of
he gets in my
calories.
car. He's sweating. It's December. He's sweating. He's, I'm like, here we go. He done relapse 2 days later, and I could hear him snorting something in the bathroom, I think, and my husband heard him. He's like, I hear him, he's snorting. I'm like, I'm trying to blow it off. I think he's got allergies. So
Well, you want him
I
to
know.
be well
I know,
so bad.
and I want to hide it from them because I don't want them to kick him out in the
Right.
street. And so, you're right. They make a lot
Happens
of
to
noise.
me 17 times every Monday and Friday.
We need, if Egyptian Stationers is listening, we do need some new chairs.
Yeah.
Do you hear the birds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's beautiful, but how are we picking up the birds chirping?
I didn't really notice
These
until you said
microphones are
it.
so good
They are
from
great.
I think
Heil
it's really
Sound.
peaceful, honestly. It's better than the train.
Sure. I mean, I just have never noticed us pick up
We
the
record
outside.
in the woods.
Right.
Don't
That's
watch.
right.
Don't watch us. We're in nature.
It's the first
Right.
time I've noticed it. Sorry. I think it's
That's okay.
Well, how do you think all the cold air gets in?
true. And the spider.
So we can hear the.
Yeah. So that was like 2 years ago. He comes back. I'm like, all right. So he's living at my house, doing like work through a temp agency. Me and my husband are going to go on a ski trip with his parents. I'm like, okay. I asked my mom, like, can you come stay at the house? I know they're both adults. Jayden doesn't want to stay at a house with Jayden. Like, they literally, they can get brutal. So, and I had gotten a new dog, and so my mom was going to stay at the house kind of on and off with them and get Jacob to and from work maybe. Oh, yeah, I hadn't given him his car back because
There
his
we go.
insurance was going to be like $1,000 a month by this point with all the tickets and all that stuff. Because he kept having accidents too, running into people because he was on, high. So I canceled the insurance on it totally, and it was parked off
Good
the
for
street.
you. Good boundary.
Yes, and I thought, and I stopped I was going to stop making the payment, and I was going to let him repo it because, well, I'll take the hit on it. I don't care. He can't
It's a
ever afford
liability.
insurance.
Right.
So me and my husband, it's end of February. We leave for the ski trip. My mom's at the house. And like 2 days later, like he's helping her. He's going to work with her. She was working at this little store, and he was going there helping her out. And then it was like day 3. I don't know where Jacob is. Great. She's like, can you see him on your app? And I was like, he looks like he's down behind the Dollar General.
Awesome.
Nothing's good's going to happen behind the
No.
Dollar General.
Right.
If define good.
He was waiting for an Uber there or something.
Eye of the beholder on
What happens behind the
So-
Walgreens?
Yeah. So I don't know. So ends
A
up
couple good humdingers
he-
behind the dollar.
Shut up.
he just ends up and going to his dad's apartment in an Uber or whatever.
The inheritance apartment.
My mom has no idea where he's at. My mom is just like beside herself, I mean, she's pretty attached to him, and I'm in Colorado on a mountain and getting these phone calls
Trying
and
to like invest in your marriage.
yeah,
That's
that
suffering.
and spent a lot of money to go
Yeah.
skiing and trying to enjoy myself, for once
Right.
with all this other stuff going on in my head. And so I was like, okay, you can't come back. Like, you're done. Car's getting repoed. We're done. I'm done. Like, you live there now. Okay. So, he's living with his dad in this apartment, and it's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah.
I mean, one's not better than the other.
Sure.
His dad's severe alcoholic. And so his dad had bought a Jeep, like a Jeep. And I laugh. I shouldn't laugh. But he would give Jacob his credit card or his debit card and say, can you go get me some beer? And
Jesus.
you can use my Jeep. Jacob has no car insurance at this time, And then I would get a phone call from his father saying, I don't know where Jacob is. He took my Jeep. I get a hold of
Not
Jacob.
my
He
problem.
told me to go
He
get a
needed his
beer,
beer.
but his dad said, 3 hours ago.
Right.
So he was running the streets with his dad's Jeep and his dad's debit card.
For his dad's addiction.
Yeah.
And his dad's calling you.
Yeah. Because it's my, because
Tennille. I'm so sorry.
yes, I'm still like, it's like 2 children. So this was back and forth. And I'd be like, whatever, he's your problem. Like,
Right,
what to
I
say.
have
But although
nothing
I was
else to
constantly
give.
calling Jacob at night because I wanted to make sure he had an overdose.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah, of
always
course.
calling and not sleeping and wanting to see where he was. And then, so then he ends up getting his own. He bought some old iPhone from a buddy so he didn't have to be tracked anymore by me. And
A burner.
so he, one day, this was probably like April maybe, he's like, I get a call, it's raining. I just wrecked Dad's Jeep. Oh, did you?
Right. What do you
They
want me
called
to
you.
do about it?
Down on Broadway, South Broadway somewhere, you know. Well, Jacob's scared, so him and the guy that he's with jump out of the car and kind of leave it there.
Oh no.
They ran into like a pole. They didn't hit anybody, thank goodness. No other vehicle was involved, so they just abandoned ship. And so then his dad's like, he stole my Jeep. I don't know where it's at. I go, he says down on Broadway, wrecked it, blah, blah. He calls the police. My Jeep's stolen.
Nice.
My son stole my Jeep. So this becomes a whole thing. Jacob's hiding in the wood, you know,
God.
hiding because the cops are
Fucking
coming.
disaster.
And I'm like, you let him have the keys. Oh, he took them while I was sleeping.
Right,
no,
y'all
he
made your
didn't.
bed.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
Your 30 pack of Beast lights in the back.
Yeah. And so, you know, it ends up this whole thing. Jacob ends up staying there. I can't believe it. He wanted to kick him out. He's out of here, bro.
Who's gonna go get him beer?
Right. And so, Jacob, I don't know. There was charges then against Jacob for theft.
Really?
Oh,
Had to get him a
surprised
lawyer.
STLPD showed up.
Well, they showed up. What I didn't know at the time is he had a warrant out for his arrest for a DUI he's never done anything with, which he still does. Anyone out there?
I'm screaming.
If you need his address.
Okay, cops, this is your moment.
We do not have a last name.
I'm reaching out to you.
We are not going. If I have to edit it, let me know somebody.
I do have social security.
Chris is like texting his cop friends right now.
And well, he's at JB in rehab right now. So,
Puts his phone back down.
so anyways, Jacob stays living there for a couple months. Jacob's telling me, Dad's not good. He can't get up. He needs to go to the hospital. So he's been in and out of the hospital a lot with alcohol.
Mhm.
He's been on a ventilator. It's affected his brain rather than his liver. He gets seizures. He ends up like he couldn't get up off of a couch to go to the bathroom. Just say that apartment was a disaster. So nobody would believe Jacob. He'd call his grandmother. His grandma always thinks Jacob's a liar. You know, he doesn't have good
Mhm.
relationship with her. So about a week later, he calls the ambulance for his dad, and they take him to the hospital. And he's in the hospital for a few months. So they're letting Jacob stay at that apartment. And in the meantime, Jacob has pawned a TV or two of his father's. And so he comes back from being in the hospital, and his TV's gone. My TV.
What did you think was gonna happen?
And well, I don't know what else. He had nothing else of any
Yeah.
significance. So Jacob had pawned it or whatever and sold it. I don't know what he did with it. So his dad stays with his mother then that night.
Lacking empathy.
Because he didn't have a TV. So he couldn't stay at the apartment. So the next day, his dad comes to the apartment. It's got a new TV, all that. And says, you know, Jacob has to be out of here, whatever. So there was like the apartment was kind of a mess. There was capsules everywhere from Jacob doing fentanyl. So Jacob had to be out of there within like 2 days when his dad came back from getting a TV and stuff. And so at that time I was like, well, he's not coming home with me. So this is like really like you have no place to live,
Burned your
kid. And like
bridges.
you are not like you're not coming to my house. You either, figure out if you want to go to, rehab or if you want to sit outside. And he don't like to be outside too much. So, that's when I called Art and he goes, meet me. I called him one Saturday morning. He goes, meet me at Art Deno with ACPD. He's like an advocate.
Okay.
I picked up Jacob, took him to Art's office at noon that day. It was a Saturday. And I come back. He's like, let me talk to Jacob for about an hour or so and come back. And so I came back and Jacob was just not real. He wasn't committing because he didn't want to get out. Any of the places Art was sending, you couldn't be on Suboxone. They weren't going to do medicated, like Suboxone for.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which he needed to be off Suboxone anyways. He was using Suboxone and fentanyl at the same time. He figured out how he could kind of work it.
How was he getting a Suboxone?
He was still getting a script.
From who? You have to
Mercy.
You have to drug
behavioral.
test
I
though.
did both.
You're supposed
Yeah, he was popping up positive.
What?
But, so
And they
then
were still-
so he still needed Suboxone because he was trying to stop. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's the craziest thing. So he by the time we left,
Yeah.
Jacob agreed. Okay, I'll go Monday,
To
New Jersey.
okay.
Found a place there. They were going to put him on a plane Monday.
What day was it?
It was a Saturday. I said, okay,
I've heard that.
that's great. It works out great. I said, Jacob, you need to get all this stuff out of your dad's house that's yours. Just here's boxes and just whatever's yours, just put it in these boxes. I don't care what shape it's in, clothes,
Right.
whatever. I'll store it all for you. Just make sure you have a bag with clean clothes to take
Yeah.
there. And so I pick him up that Monday and take him to the airport, and he goes. And then it was okay. And he, as soon as he got there, he says, I'm only staying here 30 days, It's all I got to do is 30 days. He really wasn't ready to go.
It's
He
a
wasn't
fucking
ready.
advent calendar.
He wasn't ready. He was counting out the days
Uh-huh.
to get out. So 30 days, okay.
So,
Then-
but did they give him Suboxone?
no, he weaned off Suboxone, which is
There.
great. The place was great.
Yeah.
They really treated him good. I think he liked it.
Mhm.
Although I think he knows at this point, he's been through
Needs
so
a place
many.
to stay.
He knows what to say in
Yeah.
group. He knows exactly what to say
Right.
in everything or what they want to hear. So he was doing the stuff. So he comes
gets
back
out.
home and he's going to stay at the sober living house in Festus that Art has. He has a sober living
Oh,
house.
nice.
So he goes there and he's supposed to be getting a job. You got to go to meetings, they have
Right.
house meetings and all that. He's not doing great. Like, oh, I can't find a job. I don't have a car, the whole thing. And he doesn't have his phone. So he's using like their their phone, but he's taking it with him, like the cell phone with him when he goes wherever.
Mhm.
So I go down there on a Saturday. He got there on like a Tuesday. I go there on a Saturday. We're going to go to lunch. She helped me clean my car. Seemed great. Drop him back off there. I leave and I get a call about an hour or two later from Jacob. I need money for an Uber. I'm like, where are you? He goes, he was at his dealer's house.
Mm.
And which I knew it was a dealer, even though he said it was, it's his friend.
Yeah.
Oh, the dealers are always your friend.
Of course.
And I was like,
Besties.
I was like, and he had like the phone from the sober living house with him. And so here I'm like, get back to sober living now. So I get him back to sober living.
Fuck.
And I didn't hear from him again. And the next day, they said he seemed really off
Mhm.
at the house. And that Monday morning, Art went to the house and they found fentanyl in his room. And Art's like, this is the first time I found this dope in my house. Like,
Oh.
yeah, leave it to Jacob, So he talks to Jacob at their kitchen table forever, trying to get Jacob to change his mind. Jacob was not changing his mind. He was leaving. And like Art said,
what was the
Art said,
option?
the option was he wasn't coming to my house. He wasn't
Right.
going
So
to
when
his
you
dad
said Art was trying to get him to change his mind,
about leaving the sober living house.
Jacob wanted to leave
Yeah.
because he
wanted
got
to
caught.
leave. And he wanted to use.
Yeah.
He wanted to use, and he was high.
So Art wasn't kicking him out.
He wasn't. He goes, how about we do a 30-day, you don't leave the house.
Right.
We do meetings. You have no phone. Like he
Yeah.
was working.
Restrictions,
Like, do you
but-
want to go back to New Jersey? Like, do you want to?
Treatment.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
I mean, he was
Pulling out the
putting
stops.
everything he could into him, and he took off, took his bags, left some stuff there.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was at home working, in contact with them. You know, Art's calling me.
Having to carry on with your own life.
Yeah, trying to carry on. And so I'm just like, okay. He goes, he left. I'm like, great. You know, he left with his stuff. So he makes it up to his dad's house.
So sick. This
And his
kid.
dad lets him in. And he lets him hang out there. And he's like, hey, here's my debit card. Would you go get me some beer?
God damn.
Yeah.
Fool me once.
And so, yeah, because Dad, he wasn't staying sober after he about died, you know?
Yeah.
So, his dad was sleeping or something. Maybe his dad was sleeping and he took his debit card and his new TV. Oh, shit. And sold the
Sorry,
TV.
I shouldn't laugh.
I laughed
I mean,
that
at
day.
this point.
I laughed
Fucking
that day.
God.
And he took, I don't know, a couple $1,000 or $1,000. I don't know. There's so many numbers that were thrown around.
Yeah.
And so Jacob, so he locks him out of his house. Okay. Jacob calls me, I need you to come get me. This was like 2 days after he left Art's place.
Uh-huh.
He's already
He's calling.
cold. He's cold outside. It's like
Yeah.
October and a little chilly out there.
So
I'm
this
not
is-
made to live outside.
Is this this is October of last year?
October of 24.
Okay, so
October
we're
of
still,
24.
All right.
So I'm talking to Art too. I said, Jacob, so I'm on the phone with Jacob. I said, I'll come get you. You want to come back to my house? I said, you're not coming back to my house. We'll get a hotel room. I said, I will pick you up if you promise to go back to rehab. Otherwise,
Sure.
you're on your own. You know, it's like, unless you want to do
It's
this.
hard, but you got to.
Okay, I'll go. I promise. I was like, okay, come get him. I'm like, no, we're staying at a hotel here, away from South County. We were in like Fenton, away from your buddies, and
Yep.
I just kind of stared at him all night. Next day, Art gets him back up tells him, okay, we got everything situated. He can go back to where he was in New Jersey. I get to the airport and I didn't walk him to the gate because I didn't realize you could do that, like get a pass or something. And I hadn't had trouble with it before. He goes through security and there was something I was like, I'm going to sit here just for a little bit on just the side of the security gates to
This
see.
is at Lambert?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To see if he comes back through. Because I just had this feeling. So he didn't. So I was like, I'm leaving. I get almost to like Eureka, almost home. Get a phone call. Mom, I need you to come get me. You're supposed to be on the plane.
Right.
Where are you? I'm in the parking garage at the airport. His buddy was going to come pick him up or something, but he didn't because they all lie to him.
Yeah.
He sends them money. They lie to him.
Addicts.
I'm like,
lie.
you got to stop sending money to these people. They're not going to come pick you up. They only want you to sell you drugs, Jacob. Like, it was like dealers
You
that
keep
he
trying
thought
to
were his
save him.
friends.
So he didn't get on the plane.
He did not get on the plane. I get back to Lambert.
So
I'm
you went back
calling-
and got him.
Yeah, I go back to
Neil.
Lambert and I'm calling Art. I'm like, he didn't get on the plane. He goes, he didn't get on the plane. It's the first time I didn't have anybody get on the plane. Like, yeah. So I get to Lambert
My
and
God.
we end up, he goes, I'll go tomorrow. I just didn't want to go today. I'll go tomorrow. I wanted one more day with my friends. Blah, blah, blah. Jacob,
That's not how it
you're
works.
going back tomorrow and we're staying down here at the hotel right here.
Who's paying for the plane tickets?
The rehabs.
Yeah.
They were able to switch. They were able to get that one switched
God.
just in time. I'm on the
All the
phone at the
fucking favors,
counters.
man.
I'm
He's
doing
running out
all
of
this
favors.
stuff. I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, so we get everything situated. We go over to a hotel right across there, and Jacob's using my phone for music. He's looking at, I was like, he goes, can I listen to some music on your phone? I'm like, yeah. What does he do? He's really in my Cash App or I guess
Oh my-
Venmo, sending himself money.
Nice.
I didn't know it. I was like, God,
Tell me it's not a
dang.
disease. You're robbing your mom,
So,
bro.
we're over at the hotel and he's like, I'm gonna, he tries to leave. He calls an Uber with my money. Come to find out, I didn't realize it at the time, that it was my money that he was using. I run out there and I tell the Uber driver, I'm like, just go. You don't want to take him anywhere. He's high and blah, blah, blah. He's going to buy drugs. The guy takes off.
Nice.
I mean, I'm pretty, I've
Good
done
for
some
you.
crazy shit. chasing him down and stuff. So we go back up to the room. All right. And, I'm like, okay. He goes, I'm going to go down and get a soda and some popcorn. Did he left some stuff there, didn't put on socks, just slipped his shoes on and went downstairs, didn't have a jacket or nothing. Doesn't come back up for a while. Like, shit, he's gone. He left. Like, he still made it out.
God, man.
So he gets an Uber to South County to his friend's house, dealer. And he goes, I just wanted to have fun one more night. I just wanted to have one more night with my friends, hang out. These aren't your friends. Like, I don't know why you don't realize this. Then
he knows.
He gets a hold of me. I need an Uber back. Get him back to the hotel. And I get a pass the next morning to take him to the gate.
Okay.
Get him on the damn plane. And I'm a mess. I don't think I'd shower in like 2 days. I probably look a goddamn mess because I had 2 hotel nights.
So that was, you were convicted. You're going to get him on that plane.
I am getting him on that goddamn plane. Even though I know they say it's got to be his choice, but I'm just like, it'd be his choice when he gets there. Like, in my head, I'm like,
sure, you'll do anything.
Yeah.
So he gets back to Jersey.
And he's doing okay. And finally realized I can't talk to those guys in St. Louis.
They detox him again.
Kind of. He didn't really have to detox too much. And they get him back to, where he was at.
He did 30 more days.
He did. Yeah, he stayed there for October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So it's 8 months.
He stayed in New Jersey.
Stayed 8 months in New Jersey. He stayed there for a few months. Then he started, I guess he did some PHP. Then he did a lot of IOP. Then he got into a sober living house, and he was supposed to be finding a job. It was hard to find a job there with transportation.
Where at New Jersey?
Where was he at?
I say you've got a connection there, right?
What was the name? Oh gosh, I don't even know what.
It's
Tom's River,
okay,
New Jersey. It's just there wasn't a lot by his sober living that would be walkable.
Yeah.
He ends up getting a job with this guy that's cleans pools. And he knows like somebody that's, I think, Jacob's therapist or something. They get him on, and it doesn't really work out. It works out, but it doesn't work out. He's still not making it to, he's not making it to IOP at night because of the time, like he wouldn't get off on the same time.
Sure.
And it's like the pool guy wasn't really understanding. Then they expected Jacob to use this bus system way over his head.
Yeah.
He was scared to death. He gets like his second paycheck. And he gets an airline ticket, comes home.
So after 6 to 8 months out there, now he comes. Did you know he was coming home?
He kind of said, yeah, I'm going to get a ticket. I'm like, don't do it. And he did it. $200 Uber ride to the airport from there. Airline ticket that took him about 24 hours to get home. That's why it was so cheap. He was all over.
Yeah. The Southwest pilgrimage.
He's like, oh, when I get home, I'm living with my friend. His mom, he said his mom said it's okay, blah, blah, blah. So he gets home or gets to St. Louis, gets an Uber to his dad's because the kid didn't show up to pick him up, his friend, and goes to his dad's. They won't let him in.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, the grandmother is not letting him in. So I don't know what all he did that night. Just the next morning, he gives me a call and says, my friend I can't stay at his house. I need somebody to come get me.
God, man.
Yeah. And I'm like,
he keeps barking up the tree.
So I'm like, Jacob. So my mom goes and gets him. I don't remember. I don't know what I was doing. I was at an event or doing something. And she goes and gets him. And so she, gets him back to her house. She's like, I'm taking him home. I'm taking him to my house, so gets him there, and he's doing okay. Like he's, acting fine and doing the things. And, he got a job right away at Schnucks out there. And so after a couple weeks, I let him, he was staying between my house and her house, and we were taking him to and from work, and, doing great for a couple months there, doing great at work. I mean, I was surprised he was able to be a cashier.
Sure,
it really shocked me because of his learning disabilities and things, but he was doing great. Okay. And, something he wouldn't have been able to do before, for sure, if he was using. So it gets towards the end of the summer, and things started. There was all of a sudden he didn't have money.
Yeah, you're starting to see the
Yeah,
signs.
starting to see the same thing. He was hanging out with a friend that apparently was sober, and they were going to NA meetings together. That was a lie. Then he goes in for a procedure to get all of his bottom teeth removed because the Suboxone had messed up all of his teeth, and he had an infection and all this stuff. Well, he goes to do that, but since he's so close to being, not a whole lot of recovery, they wouldn't give him any opioids whatsoever. They gave him like Valium and different stuff to pull all those out. I was in the room. I was like, oh, it's disgusting. Wow. Goes home on really just Advil and Tylenol. He's struggling. The pain was bad. Yeah. 2 days later, I mean, it looks terrible because of all the. He ends up getting an Uber to St. Louis.
So that's
when he relapsed, I think. And then, I couldn't find anything. He came back. I couldn't find anything.
You were looking for more treatment, you mean?
I was looking for pills, capsules. I was looking to prove that he probably wouldn't use, but I couldn't prove it.
Yeah.
Goes back to work. In September, we're getting into September. I get sick and have to go and the day I got sick, Jacob was acting really weird. I went down to his room. He was kind of doing some of those movements. Yeah. But I was in so much pain, stomach pain. I had to have my husband take me to the emergency room, and I ended up having to get my gallbladder taken out emergently. Wow. And Jacob's at the house and with his brother, and I remember calling the next day going, can you go down and check on Jacob? I just want to make sure he's okay. Because when I left the house, I could still picture him kind of like doing this stuff, these movements. And so I text Jayden. I'm like, can you go down and make sure Jacob's okay? Because it was just like this thing, make sure he's breathing. Yeah, right. That was like my constant thing. I got to make sure Jacob's breathing because in my head, so I can go to sleep. Yeah. And he goes, oh, Mimi's here. Checking. That's my mom's checking on him.
I know your mom. I met her.
Yeah. And so I went, and apparently she went down there and he was out of it. And there were capsules like everywhere. Did
she have to Narcan him?
No. Okay. She calls 911.
Good.
There's capsules everywhere, all over his bed. And EMS gets there and they take him to the hospital, and they told him he would have died. Yeah, definitely.
Sure, 100%.
So she's, and I'm out of it. I'm on morphine, and I'm like, I give my mom Art's number. Yeah. Call Art. Can you call Art? And she took care of it like a rock star. She just she took it on, did everything Art told her to. They talked to Jacob. Jacob was like, yes, I want you. He wanted to go. Did not want to go back to New Jersey. Art said, we don't send people up there anymore. My mom goes, can you send him somewhere sunny? I don't think New Jersey was great for him in the winter. All this stuff. My mom's like, I just want to go visit somewhere sunny. Sure. And so they send him down there, and they send him to a behavioral health
down
place.
To Florida.
Yeah. This Mark's Behavioral Health, which, I don't know. Do you know Armin Miskovic? Have you heard of him?
Yeah, that does sound familiar. Actually.
He went out to through Art years ago. Okay. And then he started working for the place he went to. All right. And then he started working for this Mark's. His buddy opened this, and it's just a behavioral health place. So he went there, and they didn't have a lot of they really didn't have people with addiction there, but Jacob could definitely use a behavioral health clinic. That's
co-occurring, right?
Holy cow. And so he was doing he went there, and he really liked being in Florida. And come to find out, he was doing so good there and loved it there because of Emily. So he meets Emily, and they don't, they just start talking there. After I hear, when I met Emily, and she's like, oh, we would just watch TV together because my room was kind of by the TV room. We were watching Ozark, and I could just talk to him, and I never could talk to people before. And she wasn't in there. She's not in recovery. She has not had a addiction. And Jacob said the same thing. He could just talk to her where he hasn't, he never really had a girlfriend or anything. He thought he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
No, she was not a girlfriend. She was a favor person. And so.
No comment.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Believe me, I've tried to turn all these people in too. I was one of those for a while on a vengeance thing on CaseNet and on Crime Stoppers, giving them all kinds of information, but it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, I wanted them all arrested.
Good for you.
I was. I have so many Crime Stopper accounts.
So
Tennille's keeping us safe.
I got a tip. Hot tip.
I do. They don't ever want to. They don't do nothing with my tips.
This was an inpatient?
This was an inpatient behavioral health place. And he was there for 3 weeks. No phone, no nothing. Couldn't leave there. Perfect.
Because this is kind of parallel to us meeting and
yes,
launching Underground.
Mm-hmm.
His journey's kind of been pretty parallel
Since
to
then. Yeah.
And you celebrate him every night during our celebrations.
Almost,
because now he's got what?
6 months.
He's got 6 months.
Yes. And like over a month off of vaping nicotine.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
And it sounds like
and Emily
may have found his soulmate here.
He did.
Which I think, I know it's early and they both have their paths, but you have been able to, sleep, like we talked about earlier. You've been able to celebrate him. Mm-hmm. You've said multiple times he is not coming back here. You'll go visit. You just recently went to visit, right?
Yeah, and I'm going in May. We have a trip booked.
Who's we?
Me and my husband.
Okay.
Me and my mom went in January.
All right.
We went, and we were there like the week before his birthday. Went to the family weekend there. That recovery center was amazing.
Where's it at in Florida?
West Palm Beach.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember you were talking to Eric about it on Wednesday night.
Yeah, because I was asking him where.
Because he was in Port St. Lucie. Yeah.
It's called Rock Recovery, where he transferred to.
One of the things that I was going to ask you, if you clocked when you were telling Jacob's story, and Eric shared when he relapsed, it was because I'm a heroin addict. I can drink alcohol, and that's what fucking got him.
Right.
And I remember back at his 21st, that being, and it's, there's a reason why in treatment, alcoholics and opioid addicts are in this, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same brain.
It's, you'll get, just
learn from each other, but it's just a different drug of choice. But and it's usually, you think because you got clean and sober from opioids, heroin, or fentanyl, okay, I can go have a few beers. That's the worst fucking idea.
Right.
Possible.
Or Jacob thought there for a while, like back when he could just smoke weed. It's a gateway for him.
Will Jacob,
and he's even said that.
Will Jacob listen to this, or is this?
Oh yes.
Okay, well.
Hey, Jacob.
He loves.
I can't wait to
so
have him
proud of
on
you.
one day. We all are, and we've all, as a community, at Underground, been celebrating you and praying for you, and not in a culty fucking way, man. We're the real deal. Like, I get it. It's a struggle, and we're really proud of you.
It's so fucking
Good job,
hard.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, if he can't come home, I guess we got to go to West Palm.
I know.
Well, let's do a remote.
Yeah. Darn it.
We can make it work. We can make it work. I want to talk real quick before we land the plane, Tennille, on your work with Addiction is Real. Can you talk a little bit about Addiction is Real? I want to have Aaron on, but do a quick what do they call it? Preview, like
elevator
do the
pitch?
elevator pitch. Yeah.
You go to the Warenberg theaters now. Like, the preview is basically the whole movie. So tell us about Addiction is Real, because I really love what you guys are doing.
So we are early prevention. Go into maybe a school setting, parent-teacher conference nights. We might be at. Set up a table and a bedroom that is like represents a teen's bedroom. And it used to be, this is kind of changing. It was where it was hidden in plain sight.
Right.
So you would let the parents go through and see if they could find paraphernalia, drugs. We didn't have real drugs.
That's
fake
probably
drugs.
Sure.
Fake drugs. And it was kind of showing them like the t-shirts.
Throws the dogs off.
And the hats that have the hiding, the cookies, shirts, which Jacob
Oh.
had, and
Like,
all this. I learned a lot when I started doing that bedroom.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, it's pretty much Jacob's bedroom.
Right.
You know, where they hide stuff, CD cases, and then all the stuff you can order off Amazon.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
many things to hide. Which one of the things I found that was really interesting was an alcohol vapor thing where they pull. It looks like an air pump. It looks like a toy. The one we have is like purple. It looks like a toy air pump. What they do is, because girls don't want to gain weight with the calories from
Because
the
men are
alcohol.
pigs. Because men are pigs.
So
Right,
what they
yes.
do is they put this thing in like a vodka, hard liquor.
Oh,
I'm not sure if
fine.
you do it with beer or not. And they pull out the vapors,
What the hell?
and then they inhale the vapors, and it goes straight to your brain.
Alcohol vapes?
It's called, I had never heard of it, didn't know anything about this. Oh yeah. And anybody can, it looks like a toy. Like if you were in your kid's room, you might think it's like a pump or goes to
Right,
one of their
a
Nerf guns
basketball.
or something. Yeah.
Damn.
Really interesting
So
stuff.
you guys
Is
at
that
Addiction is Real educate.
Yes,
parents on this
parents.
stuff.
They come walk through. But now it's come more of like we see like, how does Aaron say it? It's like, I always want to say the good and the bad. Like, what are some good things you'll see in your kid's room? It's like
I saw that
you'll
recent
see them
post.
like
I shared it.
book, like different books or
Signs
what I say, like the sports jerseys, like being involved in things.
There's it's like the green flag signs.
and the red flags.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I saw
That's
what
so
you guys
smart.
posted recently.
Yeah.
We shared it. It was really yeah, like you could, if you walk it, if I remember, yeah, there's the door's shut, but if you walk into a door and screens are facing, like not hidden, and phones are out, and you knock, but you open a door and it's not a freak outside. Like there's all kinds of, those are probably the low hanging fruit, but then stuff that is a sign of probably a healthier teen that's not maybe not going to green flags versus
Right.
Cool.
red flags. So it's
Right.
really, really informative.
And we're informing parents on like the suicide prevention, things to look for that. We have a really good speaker that does all of
Yeah.
that.
She was talking about gun safety.
Gun safety, the
which-
crazy
no
numbers
guns.
with kids getting the guns are in a safe. They're getting the guns out of the safe.
Right. The safe is.
But there's no gun lock on the gun. So there's highly recommending people use gun locks, even if you use a safe. Kids are figuring out the codes.
Which, by the way, you
know.
can get for free at a lot of places.
Oh yeah, we have them for free at all our
Yeah.
events. The VA is the one that's giving them to us.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah, Addiction is Real has been handing those out. So
yeah. So we're kind of just trying to do a lot, and then also in our book it has a lot of ways to start talking to kids at a young
that's
age.
so good.
Like say they're 5 years old. You only take medicine from mom and dad, like
Right.
that kind of stuff, not drug stuff. But you just
Right.
kind of put things in their heads and
Age appropriate.
make things. Have how to have age appropriate conversations.
I love that.
I mean,
from
it's
a young
incredible
age.
Just some
work.
structure in a situation where, like you just talked about, it's like,
Yeah.
what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
That's so helpful.
Right.
Thanks for your work.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's incredible, and I know, and I look forward to partnering more, whether it's with all of the Pondoff Anonymous, the Underground, future nonprofits, our Illinois Recovery Center. I've been talking to Eric and Aaron about spitballing about turning a bedroom into here as one of the hidden in plain sight ones that you guys could use for stuff over in Illinois. We have the space, so there's a lot cooking. I think Jacob has a whole life yet to be written, and one day at a time, he can really build a really
so
good
excited for
life
him.
for him.
Yeah.
I would be remiss to say by no means is he out of any type of woods, or
No.
will we ever be in this disease? But work in a program, surrounding yourself around the correct communities, being honest and open with a mother that has given you so many chances in
Yes.
life, and a grandma, Mimi, that does the same. A brother, you have a lot going for you, and
Yes.
such a life ahead of you
Yeah.
as a young 25. You said
He's 25. Yes.
I didn't get sober till I was 30. So you got a head start, my friend, and we're really pulling for you.
Yeah.
Tennille, You are a warrior mother.
Yes, you
and
are.
it's such a blessing to meet you and
Inspiration.
everything you've been through.
Holy shit.
And you still have blonde hair.
Yeah.
God bless.
Good move, Chris.
Yeah.
Good. Yes.
You still have blonde
Today?
hair. Right.
Don't look close. Yeah.
People used to ask me if I had bling strings. It was like, no, it's the gray hairs. Like, literally, I can't.
Bling.
Like just glitter.
Tinsel.
Yeah. Bing.
Tinsel.
Right.
Thanks for coming out here. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, I know you'll keep us posted at Underground on how Jacob's going.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
She was
she's
on a
real
podcast
gem.
last week. It was so sweet.
Really?
Aw,
She's a
Hey,
soprano
Emily.
singer.
Oh,
one or
She
two.
like
sings-
opera style? Or?
Yeah, she went to a conservatory
Wow.
in Ohio. I can't remember the name. It's a pretty prestigious place.
I feel like I know
Was
it.
she singing on the podcast, or what
Yes.
was the podcast about?
She did sing on the
Okay.
podcast, talked about her
No.
her career and what
That's
she's
awesome.
doing. And she mentioned Jacob, talked about her
Aw.
engagement. It was just so weird. I'm like,
I
that's
get
my-
goosebumps.
That's my like I had tears. I'm like, that's my kid she's talking about. Like
Yeah.
a year ago, what?
Oh
This
man.
like totally they have their own little place, you know, he's working at Taco Bell, but he's working almost full-time hours doing
Hell
they're able to
yeah.
Honest
make their
work,
rent.
baby.
Love to
That's
hear
good.
it. Yeah.
Doing the Lord's
you
work,
know,
for
and
real.
he supports her. She's
God, I could
Jewish.
fucking I would die for some Taco Bell right now.
Cheesy bean and rice
Fasting.
burrito, baby.
Green.
Pound
But
plus
she's
club.
Jewish,
Joe.
but on Sunday she's a paid choir singer at a Presbyterian church.
I was thinking. I think that kind of music. I think of like the,
Yeah.
the
yeah,
old school
and
Christian
she,
churches.
And Jacob goes with her. Sometimes he sits in the car, sometimes he goes in, but they're always together. Like do a lot of together. Goes to a lot of her practices or whatever. 'Cause she's in a couple
Good,
bands.
good.
Like she
Nice.
covered some Alanis Morissette on that.
Whoa.
All right, I
on
want to
that.
check that out.
I'll send
Yeah,
it to you.
send it to
It's-
us.
Check it out.
she's such a cute, beautiful young girl. Just trying to get her. She's trying to mix like opera and pop music.
Nice.
She's writing music.
Popra.
And
Well, it's like Bridgerton.
Mhm.
Bridgerton. Is that my
Yeah.
English? Or was that horrible?
Bridgerton.
I'm a horrible accent.
Nothing
But they do.
better. Oh, I
settle
love
down.
the Bridgerton music.
you were.
How like you're like I know that
They
song
do
that they're
the,
dancing
the,
to.
the violins
Yes.
to the pop music.
Yes,
Okay.
it's so
Yeah.
cool.
It kind of reminds me of Evanescence or something. Like the
Bridgerton.
opera with the pop rock.
I well, we're rooting for both of
Yeah.
them. Keep us posted, and we love you to death. And I
Thank you.
can't wait for Easter.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm nervous. I got the email from Matt today with
Yeah,
like
I
a
saw
couple
that.
questions I'm supposed to go over,
Yeah.
and so I'm just gonna have to
It'll
take some
be
time
easy.
tomorrow
Godspeed.
Yeah.
with my
If you
ADHD.
can-
I'm like I'm gonna have to.
I'm
just
sure you
sit
did
here.
well since it was yesterday. When this releases. Yeah.
Oh right.
You should
That's
should
right, Easter.
shout out the podcast from stage.
Well, I'll handle that.
So scared.
Thanks for
If
driving
we
out
had
here.
merch yet, I could wear it.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're
I'll
getting
give you a hat.
We're getting there. I love you to death. Thank you so
Thanks.
much for coming out. Give your
Welcome.
mom a hug for
I
me.
will.
And we miss her.
Yeah.
So
I
we'll
know.
have to
She
drag
needs
her
to
back out.
Get out of the
Yeah.
house. Get with
Make
me.
some coffee.
Right.
Put her to work.
Come on,
Exactly.
Mimi.
And
know.
yeah, I can't wait to
Mhm.
one day get down to Florida to meet Jacob.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
definitely. You could definitely do a Zoom. He would love it.
I'm ordained for the wedding. If they need
I sing
It
at
is going to be.
weddings
It is
since
going to
Emily
be a
can't.
courthouse wedding in December
Okay.
next year.
Great.
Just me and John. And
Perfect.
my mom.
That's probably.
Going.
I like
That's
it.
all they want. I mean,
for them.
They're so funny. They're just two cute
Romeo and
little
Juliet.
kids. Just
Finally, like snuggled
very,
in.
very.
Two
yeah.
peas in a pod.
That we're just found each other. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, but
So
like
cool.
before we go, just you
Mhm.
don't just find a great partner because you just happen to find them. Like the adults that are in your life shape the kind of standards that you have
Mhm.
for the people that you are like committed to. So
Yeah.
like I truly believe a boy would not have been able to find that supportive girl
Mm-hmm.
if that's his taste, without having a mom like you or a Mimi. Like, you have shown him, like, this is what safe love feels like.
Right.
This is what it shows, like, showing up looks like every time.
Right.
Like, damn, good job, Tennille. That's it. We can
Well said.
let us
Very
know.
well.
Thanks. I was just gonna say that.
We can be done now.
That was
but-
a great
Zoe
mic drop.
took it up.
That's what
Tennille,
the shirts need to say. Let us
Hell
pray.
yeah. Oh,
I know I've thought of those.
well, thanks for being here. And
Thank you.
Let us pray.
Pondoff's Anonymous is hosted by Chris Pondoff with Zoe Mendenhall and Jeff Allen. Produced, engineered, mixed, and filmed by Jeff Allen. recorded at Illinois Recovery Center in the Pondoff's Anonymous Studios. Music by McCall. The track is Anti-Hero. This podcast shares stories. It's not a substitute for professional help. If you need support, visit pondoffsanonymous.com and contact us.
Some mornings need more than motivation. They need a solid cup of coffee. Light in the Dark is the Pondoff's Anonymous Dark Roast, created with our friends at Long Story Coffee. Bold, smooth, and built for the days when you just need something steady. Every bag helps support the conversations and community behind the show. Order online for delivery, shipping, or local pickup at pondoffsanonymous.com/coffee. Light in the Dark Coffee. A little light, even on heavy days.